They're all dead. Don't have to wait this time, 'cause I'm giving up on my sense of
Look, Tannen is opening a miniature with his teeth.
Oh.
We're gorilla styling it, by the way, guys. It's good to be back. It's been a month almost.
Are we really actually starting into the episode?
You always want us to this way, so I figured it's my little treat to you.
But no, all I'm saying.
By the way, the context of all this, real quick, for everyone. This all off air right before I hit the button. We started talking about your WrestleMania post-show debut this week. The Slam Pigs reset button finally coming together. Cheap plug, but your favorite wrestler, you were telling me off air, growing up was Randy Savage, and that's how we got here with wrestling your dad on the roof of your mom's. For some reason, ended up there.
Yeah, it's just everything's always a fun thing when it comes to wrestling. And let's face it, like when it comes to your friends and everybody, like we can always do some stunt shit. We can always do some things that's just fun. Hey, you want to dance with me, brother? No. How about you just act like you're getting me in? We're gonna just go ahead and oh my god, we're going down. Fuck yeah.
Times like that, I wish I had a cam on you so people could just see what I saw. They don't even get the half of it.
It's such a true situation to what I'm saying, though. Like, when you're a kid, none of this shit matters. You're throwing each other around. Your bones are made of rubber.
Yeah.
You know, like, and
you're plastic man
yeah.
when you're a kid.
It's just a fucking awesome thing.
You're plastic everywhere as a kid, except for one place you want to be as a kid. You're just not quite there yet.
Is this really plugged in?
It is really plugged in, Tannen.
Okay,
just checking our tech. We got a roadie here too, not just our Tannen. He's bringing so much to the show, guys. I do the editing, you do the mic checks, and all that good stuff. Man, it's good to be back. Let's jump into it. Fuck it. You ready? Let's give it to him.
What are we doing?
We're doing the reset button. It's good to be back, Tannen.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean, what are we doing?
Oh, yeah, well, what?
It's already been quite a night.
This is going on the list of how we fucked it up. This is going on the list of how I fucked it up.
Best of Volume 2.
Okay. Best of Season 2, Volume 2, box set.
Yeah. And I see that you're learning while you're here. Tannen's in-house, in the studio this week. You learned to scooch up to the mic.
Yeah, exactly. I've always been actually pretty, like, scared about it. And now I realize, like, can we
scared of it?
Lower it into this. You can't tighten that? Yes, you can.
It'll slip a little bit. It doesn't like being fully erect.
Well,
it starts hearing our two voices and it goes on. By the way, Tannen's adjusting the height of the mic.
Lucy. Righty-tighty. And there's things like, you know, these things, because of their weird plastic shit.
That probably pisses off left-handed women named Lucy so much, by the way. Because, you know, they probably hear that from their people in their everyday life. Oh, lefty Lucy.
Man, who is if we have any listeners that are left-handed Lucy's, you should write into the show.
Are you left-handed?
Huh?
Are you left-handed?
No, I'm right-handed.
I'm left-handed.
I know that for years.
Ride or die. Left-handed.
Speaking of ride or die.
Well, let's get our actual intro in before we just fully depress everyone. But it might have some good news on that. So keep that chin up. We'll get back to DMX in a little bit. It's not fully confirmed yet because I'm seeing all kinds of conflicting reports as of about 10 minutes ago when we took a smoke break. Yeah. It's good to be back. The reset button, my man.
God, it is good to be back. It's great to be hanging out with you. Ooh,
yes. Yeah, and this, everyone's favorite first segment could either go one or two ways. Tannen really gets into a game he's playing and I get a little tidbit in, or Tannen really...
I already did her intro.
I'm not talking about the intro. I'm talking about what you've been playing this week, Tannen.
Ooh, thank you. I actually got into a little dig on the past.
Oh.
I started playing Final Fantasy IX. And I really feel like it is one that we lost.
It's my favorite Final Fantasy from the PS1 era.
Really?
Yep. I love 9. It's so good. And it never gets fucking talked about. Ever.
Dude, it's
I want. Can you please make 8 remastered? How about no? How about fuck you because it's convoluted and it sucks. Continue. I love 9. So refreshing.
Wow, I never do that. So I'm 40 hours deep.
Nice. Nice. With your little fairy bullshit.
Yeah.
I love how that's everyone's biggest qualm with the game.
Yeah,
Is it?
that's going back to the roots of what Final Fantasy. Oh, the mage looks like a mage. The fuck is your problem? That's the Zoomers. That's the Zoomers' problem with it now.
Fuckers.
Who? No, like
I like it more than 10 because a lot of let me make this perfectly clear.
I love soccer, by the way.
Blitzball. It depends what mood. It depends what mood I'm in with Blitzball. If I'm in a great mood, my day was great. Blah blah blah. I'll play some Blitzball. If I had a shitty day,
Ooh, it seems to be a little bit off.
yeah. Fuck you, Waka. No, the thing for me with 10, it's one of the few times in gaming where I let voice acting kill a game for me. It's so bad. And where the meat and potatoes of your game's on the story, that's what you're going to hear the most.
But dude, so I'm playing through
Fuck.
9. I'm playing through 9, and I have, you know me, I have my own voice. I have you in my voice at some points in some characters.
Was I? Okay, go ahead.
Look,
Was I Steiner?
Don't ask me you were.
Was
Actually, I beat you a couple of the Moogles.
Oh, okay. Hey. Hey, I'm a fucking Moogle, man.
Like you being like, dude, no, take in the beginning of the game, take it up there. And like he's the one that like looks like a Silent Bob version of a Moogle, but it's like you, and like I'm
a Silent Bob Moogle. I think I need to have a certain artist that we both know and just had on last week draw me as a Silent Bob Moogle. Continue. I think that'd be good art.
Silent Bob Moogle.
You said Silent Bob, and
Can you actually both draw both of us as Moogles?
Mate, I will talk to him. I can't ask him right now. He can't hear us literally now. No, but 9. Are you the first time you ever played 9?
No, 9 I really loved, and I loved 9, and I loved the way that I beat it.
Were you like the majority of people at the time though? In what 99 this game came out?
Yeah, that was 1999.
Were you like the act that it followed, especially with 7? I don't think 8 had a chance because of what it had to follow.
First off, like I can also call this back. I was game-wise. I was coming off of Silent Hill, and I had played that through the entire summer. And
you're in a dark place in 99.
Before that was Metal Gear. Oh man, I was on a dark path.
So you're ready for some fucking card games.
And when I started out and there's a play and everything's fine, and I'm just like, yes.
Yes. Oh, an airship. I'm not scared. Why would I be scared?
I'm like, oh yes. Oh my god.
The airship looks so inviting.
I'm not slitting somebody's throat or just drowning or choking them and throwing them a weird, like Metal Gear. You choke somebody out, you throw them down Do you know where they end up when you throw them down the trapdoor? We don't know.
There's a green room down there. There's Fig Newtons and coffee.
I would actually believe that existed.
Would it make it a better game?
If everybody was alive. And
7, 8, 9, the PSX games, the Final Fantasy. This is how I rate 7, 8, 9. Do you agree with my system? 7, overrated, but really good.
Really good.
8, should have just been the Laguna game. 9, great.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah. 9 actually, like, in replaying through it, it is such a fun game, and it really goes back to the roots of what a Final Fantasy game was.
It kind of brought it all together in a way. Huh? It kind of brought all the tropes and shit together from to that point.
You had the materia system basically, but now it's the magic system.
You had the Art Nouveau-ish style from the 7s and 8s.
Yeah,
in a way.
Everything was there, Travis.
Yeah,
everything is there. So I'm playing through it.
Is this shit remastered on PS4? I don't think it is. Just 8 right now and 7.
Switch.
It's on Switch. Okay. That's what you're playing it on.
You were looking for platform?
No, I thought you were playing it either on the actual hardware or your SNES Mini that you have hacked and all that shit. I didn't know you were playing on Switch.
No, I'm playing on Switch.
Right on.
I'm playing Final Fantasy VII on my Switch, and I'm also doing Metal Gear.
Final Fantasy VII, the original?
Not on my Switch. God damn it.
PS4.
I'm really sorry, listeners. No, my PS Mini.
Oh.
I'm going through that to, feel it.
Did you hack that too?
Huh?
The PlayStation Mini? No.
That was one that I haven't
Does it
had.
suck as much dick as people say it does? I don't think we ever talked about that. I
I
think we took our hiatus when that launched.
Yeah, we all did, and now I have something that's worth a lot of money. So fuck you.
Yeah, true.
Coveting it.
Just talking to someone who loves Final Fantasy IX, because it's not that it's rare, but everyone always talks about 7 or 6. It makes you really want to go play it now.
All the cinematics are really good, and finding your extra characters and the way you have to go about it, but also the battle system did take Final Fantasy 7 and 8, kind of threw them together, and it's still a turn-based thing, and it's still so easy and good to adapt to, and
the story has a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Humor, dark sides to it.
Little things. There's little things like...
There's deceit, betrayal, sex, drugs, all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right then and there.
I feel like that was our game of the week. We had to review it just now, but thumbs up across the board for Final Fantasy IX. Anything else you've really been diving into game-wise in the past 3 weeks?
I beat Super RPG.
Yeah, I know it's been that long. It took you 3 weeks this time. Is that your new record with that? It's been 3 weeks since you said you started it last episode, and now you're saying you beat it 3 weeks later.
5 days was my other record.
Ugh, you're fucking gross. You're a machine. I don't have the patience for one with old school JRPGs like that. I commend thee.
It's like reading a book.
You don't grind out levels in a book. Catcher the Rye would be this fucking thick if you had to grind.
Chapters. You just read it.
Oh my goodness. Well, does the game ever disappoint you anytime you complete that game? Is that just an all-time canon?
I don't spend so much time. And most of my time are story-based RPGs.
I mean, Super Mario RPG in general. Does it? You say you just beat it in the past 3 weeks. Does it always hold up for you? That's an all-timer.
You know what?
That's a Tannen timer.
It's not like I got a different ending or something. I just did it with different characters.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like beating Final Fantasy VII again. I felt really good.
Always
about
rewarding.
It. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still there. It's still there.
Okay. We'll go to my end so you can think about what I've been playing.
Yeah, what have you been playing?
I checked out the PSN spring sale. Some hits, some misses. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite's in there for $10. I just got 3 Ultimate MBC for $10, and it's a far superior game, so I'm probably gonna pass on that. I've heard good and bad on Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, more bad than good, so I'm probably gonna not even more. Cause I've got so many fucking fighting games and games on the backlog as it is. I have fucking Grand Blue Fantasy I've never touched, just sitting out there, complete and packaged, sealed up. Got some games on sale, though. Got, first and foremost, Power Rangers Battle of the Grid. This game is way better than I feel like it has any right to be. It's a budget game for one at $20 full price, so I got it on sale for $11 on the spring sale. This is made by one of the guys that play in the Street Fighter tournaments, help develop this. It's a tag assist system. It's fluent. It works, and I'm shocked. I'm fucking shocked at how good this Power Rangers game is. Now, it gives you 9 characters, essentially, which in this day and age of fighting games and rosters is pathetic. You know what I mean? But there's so much meat and potatoes to so many of the characters. The problem is with this game for me, just like you, I'm sure, the very short time I was actually into Power Rangers kid, I was coming on the tail end of the Turtles.
Oh, yeah. And,
so I got into the very first, the Mighty Morphin era of Rangers is where I stopped. So there's a lot of characters from Power Rangers, fucking Dino Thunder or Mystic or whatever the fuck. There's so many Power Rangers spinoffs. It's unreal. Shit I've never even heard of. But they're still cool. I get it. Very good game. And Dragon, I've been waiting to play this one, but I refuse to pay 60 fucking bucks for this. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which is essentially a watered down GTA in the Dragon Ball universe. For story completionists with the entire canon of the Dragon Ball Z system, they do an excellent job at even little details from the series. Because, God, there's a million fucking episodes of Dragon Ball Z, right? but they do a great job. It's really thorough, and it's kind of it is. It's the quintessential video encyclopedia, I would say, for Dragon Ball Z. Gameplay wise, okay, it's a Dragon Ball Z game. There's no excellent Dragon Ball Z game as far as playability in any era, except for like fucking Dragon Ball Fighter Z, which was done by Arc Systems, who does Guilty Gear games. So of course that's going to be fluent. They just happen to pick up the IP. And like maybe Dragon Ball Tenkaichi 2 is a very good fight. Other than that, Dragon Ball Z games, playability wise, have always been middle of the road. A lot of them are overrated. I've never gotten the love for Legacy of Goku on the GBA. Those games suck.
People that come over to your house and like you get the easy handicap, and they don't really know how to play the game, and then bam, like they're like whooping your ass, like, but they're just the person that came over.
Yeah.
What was that, Budokai 2 or something like that? Like, you know, like that's how Dragon Ball Z games worked.
Yeah. So I'm checking that out. It's very fetch questy. Totally what I expected it to be. It's GTA for kids, so of course it's going to be fetch questy. But you know the combat's fine. It's like a hybrid of GTA, the Budokai games.
Fly.
You can fly anywhere you want, and Master Roshi is still a big old perv, and they kept all that intact in the story. So thumbs up. Of course, pinball junkie. I'm not going to bore anybody with talking about pinball. Got to play some real pinball the other week with the other half. Got a little bit of pinball in. They took out the Iron Maiden pinball machine in a local establishment and replaced it with fucking lame ass Deadpool. Wasn't happy.
I'm going over there with my cousin Stacy. She and I haven't been over there. She's a pinball junkie too.
We need to go back. We need to film a new one until just pinball edition.
We need some pizza too.
And some beer. There's holsters.
Piece of beer, wine.
And Fortnite. I know Tannen doesn't give two shits like I don't give two shits about Animal Crossing. It's my Animal Crossing. The newest season just dropped. Enjoying it. I fell off last season. Wasn't a fan of a lot of the skins.
Or just, Animal Crossing?
You sure can. I mean, even though you had your chance, it's my segment now. I guess I'll be a good friend and let you go back. But no, Fortnite, I've been enjoying it. It's nice to fire it up again with the Melee crew, Optic, TJ, and Mello. Check us out over there, Broken Optics on Twitch. Cheap plug, Tannen, Animal Crossing.
Of course I'll play Animal Crossing. Hi, it's Annabelle. I'm really hoping that we have a good announcement today. Of course we don't, because I'm not going to talk about shit. Unfortunately, about Animal Crossing, there is not going to be an update that will tell you when your art dealer shows up or when the fuck anybody else shows up. No, instead we just hear about, oh yeah, that game shit we saw last night.
Isn't Animal Crossing supposed to be a stress-free, just...
I was trying to say something, you punky
you're
bunch.
making it sound stressful.
Unfortunately, Nintendo is not releasing an update that shuts Isabella the fuck up or points us in the right direction, necessarily says the art dealer's showing up, or the guy that's going to buy a bunch of your fucking clumps of weeds is going to show up. In fact, no, we're not going to do that. And you know what? I don't know. So I started time traveling recently.
In real life or in Animal Crossing?
When you like
because
to
you
know.
put like a...
In Animal Crossing.
When we come back, man, my God, I can't believe already 45 minutes have almost flown by. It's our game of the week, Tanner. We got a two-for-one special. One requested last episode for our good buddy from the Melee, Optic Decay, our guest with Guardian Legend, but that was pretty much me. You guys saw it on the channel. No. For the first time ever, we talked about at the top of the show, we first time together played in-house our game of the week. Motherfucker. Dennis the Menace for Super Nintendo is what Tannen gave me last episode. Tannen, any more words before we go to break here?
Where the fuck is 122 and an 8?
When we come back, the reset button. Stick around.
Hit record.
I did. It's recorded, and people can see how you talk to me off air now. You happy?
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay.
We're back.
So anyway, we are back.
Whoopee.
Woo! So, like, no, like, yeah, 90s wrestling, I grew up with that. Like, and you know what I know, I even remember Hurricane. And then,
That's not 90s, though.
well, yeah,
That's late 2000s, or early 2000s, sorry.
Hurricane?
Yeah, Hurricane.
That's like 1994, I swear.
Dad knows. Are you going to question me about wrestling of all things?
I'm not going to. I the challenge I love, but like
I have my nerd twitch going that you just started 94.
Royal Rumble, the arcade game, I swear to God, like, fat guy.
Earthquake.
Thank you.
With the blue singlet?
Yeah, damn.
You're talking about the WrestleFest arcade game.
Yes.
That shit's classic. And Retromania, the wrestling game just came out.
But like, that was the era that I know. And I know my action figures, and I know what I own.
Ultimate Warrior.
And yeah, like, ooh, and like, oh man. And you know what? Especially like fucking Undertaker.
What about Hulk Hogan, man? You like that guy, dude? Terry,
Yeah,
fuck off! Dude, nobody. Why do you do this? You call me when you come over. I have a life. Sorry, Tannen. See what I mean? Now this guy just fucking shows up.
Terry, fuck off. But you know what? Here, come on. Let me guide you.
Where are you going?
Let me know. I'm guiding him to the door.
Yeah.
Just
Make sure he doesn't take anything. Thank you. Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Sorry, guys.
Terry.
And no, you were a Macho Man guy. You weren't a Hulk Hogan guy.
Oh no.
And if he would have stuck around and not acted all
No, I
weird,
even had
he could have heard that.
I had a fucking Macho Man wrestling buddy. Everybody else had Hulk Hogan.
I had Hogan, I had the Warrior. I didn't have Macho.
I had Macho.
You son of a bitch. Did he have the crown? Was it Macho King?
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you.
Macho Man Randy Savage. Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. Yeah.
Tell you, I'm gonna go over to Russia and just break him in half and go ahead and send him up to the stratosphere and take him back down.
And that is a teaser. Stick around. An early little sneak peek this Sunday. WrestleMania with Tannen. Nothing will ever be the same again. We are back. The reset button. We are back. It's game of the week time, Tannen. You had a stinker for us. First of all, let's not get.
Just the beat goes on. We didn't do it.
The beat doesn't have to go on in this direction sometimes. In an ocean full of shit. Again, developed by Ocean. Dennis the Menace for Super Nintendo. Before we get there, last episode, our guest from the Melee Optic requested for our mini sub game of the week, Guardian Legend on NES. You guys saw me do my solo Let's Play. I'm going to do a multi-part of that because there's no way to beat that in the amount of time I'm allotted during my free time to record footage. So in one sitting, it'll probably take about 20 hours to beat that game. But I'm going to try to do it multi-part and beat the Guardian Legend. I like it. It's like Blaster Master mixed with the Zelda, mixed with the Gradius, or any classic shmup. It's hard, but it's a fair kind of hard. It makes you want to keep coming back, like a Castlevania, like a Mega Man, like a good Contra game. It's one of those cult classic, doesn't get talked about nearly enough. I'd put it, dare I say, I'd put it in the top 20 or 30 in the NES games of all time. Put it in that elite.
Top
caliber.
30.
Top 30, yeah. Guardian Legend. Good game. Check it out. Anyone's never checked it out. Tannen, do you have... you didn't get a chance to play it, but do you have any... I know you remember the game.
Yeah.
Do you remember a lot of your time with it?
I know that it is a good game. After the game that we played, it definitely does say enough. Yeah, I can't give a good review of it.
It's good. It's good. We wouldn't steer people in shit's direction.
Yeah. But I will say, like, it's worth your time. You're not gonna.
I think when we talk about our main course game of the week this week, the main word that pokes in my head when I think about Dennis the Menace on SNES, 2 words: squandered potential. This could have been so many things if it didn't have to be rushed to coincide with the release of the movie, as most of these movie tie-in games do. This could have been anything. You could have made this a zany beat 'em up in a way. This could have been a simulator. This could have been fucking not a fighting game. You're gonna be Martha Wilson.
If there was ever a fighting game based off of old TV shows, I would think the Andy Griffith Show would be up there.
What about Three's Company?
That would be a great wrestling game.
Three's Company. What? Three's Company?
Yeah.
Like Simpsons wrestling. But Three's Company can make like a great stealthy Metal Gear type game, and you're jacked.
Even shows up for that one, but
I like both Mr. Ropers. I think the other Roper doesn't get enough love, personally.
His name wasn't Mr. Roper.
Oh, that's right.
That was a whole different.
I always assume they just with his classic.
Roper was Don Knotts, and he showed up later.
It didn't suffer from Golden Girl syndrome, where they just replaced Miles with a different actor, or Big Daddy, or always Golden Girls talk on the show. Dennis the Menace.
Somehow Three's Company's tied to
Let's say Three's Company could be a stealth game. You got to sneak around to the girls' bedrooms and not get caught by Roper.
Come and knock on our. Oh, there's an 8-bit version of Come and Knock on Our Door playing constantly though. Even when you're trying
just
to
that
sneak,
part of the song.
It plays.
Just the very beginning line too, over and over and over. That classic 8-bit loop. Dennis the Menace SNES, and you guys saw on our playthrough of it, the first thing that came to Tannen's mind was this looks just like a 16-bit Home Alone. And I gotta agree, it probably doesn't help that the main character looks just like Kevin McAllister.
Whoa, in all fairness, I played the 16-bit Home Alone. I actually own it.
I remember nothing about that version.
It's still just as shitty.
I assumed.
It really did feel like a clone of that, though.
Just better graphics.
And, well, I think better animated graphics, but, like, that platforming sucked. Fuck, what else are we, like, looking for here, though, is just the look and aesthetic of it.
Yeah.
We didn't get to hear the background music or anything to it.
Well, that's my own fault with my guerrilla-style recording.
No. And that's not a complaint. That really made us play it better. Probably.
Good and bad with that. I think one thing that's glaring to me about this game, nothing seemed inspired. Not one enemy design, not one stage design. The color palette that was used, and just very bland,
It was a rental. It's a rental. It's a
total rental. And it totally suffers from, I've been here and I've done this before in better games. In better games that I actually give a shit about. The best part about this game, I think we're both going to agree. Walter Matthau, the sprite, the legend, the Andre the Giant-esque fucking likeness of Walter Matthau.
Drags your ass right out of his house.
He's been holding you on this thumbnail for an hour now. How's that wedgie going? Christ. And look, we've seen some terrible bobblehead
See the reface that I sent you.
For me, I think the most ridiculous one when they did this on this system was the Wayne's World, where they took the head designs were fine, right? But they put them on these little pixelated stick bodies. At least this was a filled out Matthau.
The head was they were giant heads though.
Exact bobblehead effect.
Yeah.
This was a fleshed out, full-fledged, full frontal Walter Matthau.
Walter Matthau. Yeah, built into the original comic design, sort of, but like in a possessed house.
Let's talk about the house.
It's the creepiest game I've ever played in my life.
Let's not get to the house. Let's talk about the thing that seemed...
the Wilsons.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's what bothers us the most. The sign.
Yeah.
The apostrophe.
There's more than one Mr. Wilson in this game. There's Wilsons. And we got to the basement.
Imagine a player never knowing anything about the show, never saw the movie, just this is the only thing they've ever... And they're going to expect all these...
Little boy going into a house that's possessed by demons.
They know nothing about the story at all, and they see this crotchety old man in a bathrobe and a stash befitting a general and an army from 1943.
Jesus Christ.
How do you explain this to a casual who knows nothing about this series? I hope you've seen the movie. You would have to have at least given a shit to see the movie to play this game, because nothing about the cover of this game is cool. I'll get that. The best thing about this game is
the cover of the movie.
Oh, well, points taken again. That's cheap and lazy. It's cheap and fucking lazy.
You're about to praise it.
Well, there you just lost your one merit. You're down to
Yeah, it's the same cover of the fucking movie. Walter Matthau's actually in the background. So it is cool to see Walter Matthau just pop up, give you a wedgie, and carry you out of his house.
Yeah.
You know, it's Grumpy Old Man, the video game that we never got.
The biggest criminal shame about this game is it plays fine, I feel like. As far as playability, it's responsive. It's not slippery.
Oh, and bullshit. Remember that platform shit, though? And
that's the background's fault. It's hard to differentiate what.
Yeah,
you can,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
That makes a bad platformer. No, I'm gonna.
Well, that's why I say it's a shame because the mechanics are there for the
The mechanics are there, but the platforming is not cool. Neither is the way the background is. And also the weird thing is you can land on other parts of the background if you hit other parts. Remember that?
Yeah.
So like, fuck that game.
Yeah. You could do way better than this as far as... And, that's not saying... That's low-hanging fruit with movie-based games on the 16-bit generation.
And this is an Ocean game.
It's
on
very...
the Super Nintendo.
Ocean should have changed their brand name to just Middle of the Road.
No!
Middle of the Ocean.
Fucking Jurassic Park was a good game. It just didn't have any save.
Continues.
Emulate it and save states, folks.
I don't want to do that. That's the better things to
But
play.
originally, yeah, I owned that as a kid, and I tried to play it over and over and over fucking again. 6 hours one time. 6 fucking hours, and I didn't make it off the island.
I'm going to grade this out of 10. I'm going to grade this a solid 4. There's seeds of hope planted in this, and like I said, the base mechanics seem fine, but first of all, the where the fuck do I go aspects of games like this, I prefer my platformers, and call me a pussy, I like linear.
And you know what?
And if you're going to make it a collectathon, can I collect the coins instead of touch them and shoot spitballs at them? Or can I just fucking grab my ass and not do nothing with them because you can't grab them? Don't get it.
Honestly,
I'm fine with collectathons, but make me able to collect the shit, not stare at it and jerk off.
And then, like, you discovered the end of the level, but you still have to get more of those coins to get through it. That is bullshit, too.
Stupid. This isn't Mario. This isn't fucking 3D World, okay?
No. This definitely isn't Mario. Because
No,
Mario
it's
is a
definitely
good,
not.
like, much better fucking game. And no, I gotta agree with you. I'm gonna give it a 4, and I'm gonna do it too because of his aesthetic and his art behind it.
Mathal sprite.
It looked really good. It actually did look good, and they had sound effects wise. This was why it was a good rental. There were sound effects behind it, and you had actual voices. It's a good rental. It's a great rental from Books and Things. If you're from Hagerstown, Maryland, it's a great rental if you had Blockbuster and all those things going on in the mid-90s. This is a good rental. But it is a horrible fucking game. It's a horrible fucking weekend. And you know what? You're going to return it, but you're still going to have a good time. And that is even my original play with it. Looking back on it as a kid. That's why I brought it up before.
Out of all the Ocean games we talked about so far this year, this is my least favorite one we've had.
Oh, most definitely.
It's at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, it is.
Eaten with Christopher Lloyd's character in the gutter.
But Ocean doesn't... Ocean's games aren't necessarily shitty like some of the time.
Sorry, bottom of the ocean. But
this is bottom of the ocean.
So sorry, man. My favorite Ocean game we've had so far is Flintstones. Thankfully, I'm going to turn our little frowns upside down because it's my turn to pick our game of the week. We're going with the classic, man. Anyone that's ever played or owned a Sega Genesis in its prime, if you discovered it later on, there's always one game that I feel like across the boards, everybody comes to terms with. Whether you're into RPGs, action, sports, blah, blah, blah. There's that. I feel like every system has one of those, couple defining games like that. And this is one of those I'm going to give us. My game for next week for the Sega Genesis, Tannen, Gunstar Heroes. You ready?
Ooh.
You ready?
Oh,
Let's fucking do it. I love that game. It's a classic. It's timeless, and can't wait to talk about it and play with you. Until next time, on Twitter, like he said, at TheAbickyTMD. That red button down below, hit it, subscribe here on YouTube. All the goodness, retro gaming, pro wrestling, heavy metal podcast, Terry Belea's bullshit, Bane's horse shit, Tannen zaniness, everything in between. Unismack.bigcartel.com, your official AbickyTMD merch. Catch me, Broken Optics, on Twitch every Tuesday through Thursday. If it's a co-op game, bet your sweet, pretty little hairy ass, we're going to play it. Until then, Tannen, the reset button. Meh.